All right. Well, okay, hello. I feel like my camera's a bit dark today. I don't know, is that just me? I don't know. I feel like my camera feels a bit darker than usual for some reason. I don't really know why. Anyways, let me stop moving my laptop so much if I can help that. And let's go ahead and get started. So, pretty excited about today because if you recall from last week, we actually managed to beat King Slime for the first time. And it was our first boss that we actually took care of. So that means we've got a lot of stuff available to us now, and a lot of stuff we can start working towards. It's not very obvious right now. There wasn't like a huge event or anything when we beat the boss, but we got part of the checklist done, and now we get to move on and try other things. I think we also have access to a solidifier now, which we didn't have before. Let me see. Yeah, we have a solidifier, which I think means we can also get a Blendomatic, right? Is that, can we make that? Can we make a Blendomatic, or is that not till like way later? I ask because I remember from last time I wanted to make asphalt platforms for the boss fight, but I wasn't able to because I don't have a Blendomatic, the crafting station. But I think I can either buy one from somebody or build one. Now, if I were to buy one from somebody, I actually don't know who that would be. Blendomatic. Takes gel and stone block. But how do I make a Blendomatic? Can I use like iron to build it or something? I know what it looks like. I do remember what that thing looks like. So I'll try to find it on this list here, but I don't see it. I feel like it would be around all these other crafting stations here, like the glass kiln and the heavy workbench, and the sink, and the cooking pot. I feel like if it was here, it would be around this area. Alright, well, maybe we don't have a Blendomatic yet. But we do have a solidifier, which we can use to make a lot of stuff out of gel. So if we get pink gel or regular blue gel, we can make like slime blocks, which I don't really know what those do. I think some other stuff, right? There's some other stuff. Oh, we could probably make stuff with the slime blocks. That kind of makes sense. So yeah, we'll take a look at... Man, I really feel like my camera looks weird today. Sorry. I have this ring light that's like on my camera. So if I turn the light on, I feel like it kind of makes the picture a little bit weird. It looks like there's like a glow to the picture, which is not really what I want. I just want the room to be more well lit, but I don't have a big light or anything like that. I'll just leave it off for now, it's fine. Anyways, so yeah, we'll take a look at what we can make with the solidifier and the slime blocks. Maybe a new weapon, perhaps? And if we can't manage to find out how to make a Blendomatic for the asphalt blocks, then we'll just go ahead and move on to the next boss fight and try to beat it. And, you know, just progress normally. Yeah, there we go. So just a bunch of slime furniture, basically. Nothing really of too much interest to me at this moment. I'm going to harvest some plants right now, though. We got moon glow and some water leaf, I see. It's a... not a full moon. Okay. So we can kind of just continue where we left off before we fought King Slime. We still got a few things to check off our list of, like, chores and duties. Oh, I know why my screen looks weird. Hold on, give me a second. Just give me a quick second, really quick. I have my nightlight on, which is making my screen orange. Of course. Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot more normal. I've got to turn my brightness up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. I was just kind of freaking out for no reason. Alright. So yeah, we've got some stuff to do if we want to, you know, continue to progress, I think, efficiently. I don't know how to describe it, but if we want to continue to make use of the world and, you know, be able to travel easily, we should move this neighborhood across the world near the dungeon. And then we should also build a new neighborhood in the desert. Sorry. I've got some ice here, like usual. Sorry. Alright. So we can do that today. Maybe. I don't really know if we have enough NPCs to move around that much. So we might not be able to make real use of that, but we can still build the houses. We can fight the other boss, which is the Desert Scourge. We can do that. We just need to build an arena in the desert. Get some more potions and do some more fishing. I still need more bait to realistically do that for a good amount of time. So if we can find a consistent way to get some bait, then that would be awesome. Hey there, Carmen. How you doing? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So yeah, I don't really know how to get fishing bait consistently. All I really know is that you can get bait from doing fishing quests, but we need some bait in order to do that in the first place. And maybe the jungle, because it has a lot of breakable objects in the foreground. Do I have any other hobbies or jobs besides streaming? No, unfortunately. I don't have any jobs. I used to do DoorDash in my town, but for whatever reason, every time I've done DoorDash in the past few months, it's gotten me like no money. So I've stopped doing that. And then as far as hobbies, I do actually play music. I have some instruments here that I play every once in a while. Well, more often than that, but yeah. I play music, I write sometimes. I do that as a hobby. I would like to stream as a career, but I just started like 2 months ago. So there's not really any income coming in yet. But I do plan to stick through it and try to get some money out of it. Because it would be cool to do this as a job. I feel like I kind of jumped on the boat a little late, if I do say so myself. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not doing it. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I don't have my bug net on me. Of course I don't. Like, why would I? Missing some basic initials. What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. Let's keep our bug net on us. And I guess we'll just pick up some bait along the way if we see some. But we can just, I think, build the arena for the boss. You know what the first thing a viewer sees before joining the stream? No, not really. As far as I know, there's not any other platforms besides asphalt that will actually let you run faster. Maybe ice to let you slip around. I feel like gathering that much ice would be a bit of a hassle right now, so I don't really want to do all that. Sorry, just had to ban that person. Because they're one of them artists again. I don't need all that. So we need to build an arena in the desert. This seems perfect. Unfortunately, there will be a neighborhood here at some point. I'd probably build it like here or along this hill. So I should probably limit the size of the arena from like, I don't know, like this torch to like, I don't know, like over here or over to this torch at the most. I'm not quite sure how big this thing needs to be. Last time I fought this guy, it took me a good amount of attempts, but the arena wasn't all that big. It wasn't much bigger than the one that I have in the forest right now. So it doesn't need to be like the most advanced arena in the world or anything like that. But I probably should level out the ground a bit so I don't trip myself up on some blocks. I could maybe... I don't even know. I'm trying to think of things I could do to improve my chances before we even start. And I honestly can't think of many. Just the campfires and the statues that I have already in the forest arena. We could get more of those for buffs. Leave that there. So let's see how long we want to make this thing. Fortunately, we do have to cut down these trees. Let me think of what we can do in the meantime if we don't end up beating this boss kind of quickly. Because admittedly, I did say we get access to some new progression, but I kind of forgot that we don't really get much from King Slime in terms of weapons or drops. So I think really after we beat this guy, we get some new items that we get access to. And then the next boss as well. Let me see. Or, sorry, I think I muted myself there. I know we did get the slime gun from King Slime, so we might be able to use that in order to inflict more fire debuffs. We might be able to use that. We could travel downwards, travel down into the caves a bit more with the slimy saddle. We can build into the underground with that. And I think all these on the bottom, except for maybe this painting, but I think all these items on the bottom here, for whatever reason, are like locked behind a secret progression wall. Jesus, my throat is like real froggy today. I don't know why. Lots of rules. Granted, most are common sense. Yeah, I need to go back and change a few of them. It's a bit wordy. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but thank you for the feedback. Yeah, yeah. I like to chew on ice most of the time. My ice cubes from my fridge are like quite big, so I've gotten used to just kind of eating them a certain way, and it looks kind of gnarly when I do it. Anyways, let's see. How big do we want this arena to be? This is too small for sure. Yeah, I don't really know why my voice is so much froggier than usual. It's not like this is the first time I've drinking juice on stream. It's not even soda, so I don't know what the problem is. Anyways, I'm trying to think of things we can do if we don't end up beating this guy right away. Because like I said, I think those drops from King Slime that we didn't get the first time we beat him are locked behind some kind of secret progression wall. Because I remember when I did my Revengeance run and I was farming King Slime to get this item, because it is a pretty solid item. I didn't get this item until like way later in the playthrough. And for the first like half of the playthrough, every time I would kill King Slime, I would just never get that, which is really, I would say, uncommon for Terraria. I know there's like luck involved with the drops, and it's not like they're guaranteed every time, but killing a boss over 50 times and not getting a single one of that item is crazy. So I believe it is locked behind some kind of pressure wall, some kind of progression wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gonna be 7. And the thing I'm kind of looking out for here is that I want to make this arena big enough for me to run around and tall enough that I can, fly up if I need to, but not so tall that it goes out of the biome, because that is a problem if I do that. So I think this is pretty perfect, because if I fly up too high, it'll take me out of the biome. And if you remember, on all the boss summons we have so far, they tell you if you go out of a certain biome, the boss will get angry or enraged, which is basically like increased speed, increased damage, increased aggression, all that fun stuff. So this is going to be like a huge arena that we can run around in, so we don't have to fly up so much, so we don't trigger that aggression, if we can help it. But if we don't beat him, the Desert Scourge, if we don't beat it, we can, I guess, make more potions. We can find more potions to make. Like I said, we could travel into the underworld, which may get us some good, like, accessories. We can't really access much into the underworld right now, but I know we can loot, like, pots and get some of the enemy drops, so that could be advantageous to us. There's not much in the corruption that we don't have already, like the Band of Star Power and the musket. We still can't upgrade anything that we have, unfortunately. So, I think the underworld might be our best bet besides fishing and potions. if we don't beat him. I could be overestimating the boss, too. For whatever reason, I spent so long on King Slime, I almost feel like they scaled King Slime to be way harder. And the Eye of Cthulhu, I mean, we almost beat the Eye of Cthulhu, and we're not even at that progression point yet. So I'm wondering if the other bosses are just easier, and they somehow scaled King Slime to be way more difficult for like no reason. So I don't really know. I'm just gonna, build this, give it a couple of attempts, and then see what happens. And I'm out of wood. I need to go get some more wood. I'm just glad to finally be out of pre-boss in the progression, because like we spent about 40 hours just getting up to that point, and now we're basically just making our way down the checklist, which I think is crazy. I don't think I've ever spent that long just preparing for the first boss fight in any game at all, so definitely a first for me. Oh. This is pretty unrelated, I would say, but another thing I wanted to mention that I am excited about is that I think today marks the 2-month anniversary of my streams, or maybe tomorrow does. I can't really tell. But this is the 8th stream in this game, and it's the end of the week. So that basically means I've played 2 months worth of each of my games, which I think, translates roughly to 2 months, pretty evenly. I know 8 weeks isn't exactly 60 days, or like 64 days, or whatever it is. It's not like a one-to-one comparison, but it's close enough. And I count it as 2 months, so once I, end the stream today, that'll be 2 months in the bag. I'm pretty excited about that. I've made it on time to all my streams. On days where there was a bit of an issue, I was able to remedy it, or, find some other thing to do in those situations. All my uploads have been on time so far, and the quality of streams has only been, or maybe not streams, but of the videos at least, but at least the videos have been getting better. It still, stands to improve some, but that is life, It's always got to get better and better. It's not like I get anything out of, having streamed for 2 months, so, it's not like a gift I'm excited about or anything. I'm just excited to have done this for 2 months, and I'm feeling okay. I'm not exhausted. I still like all the games that I'm playing. And at this point, I kind of realize all my games are going to take a lot longer to complete than I thought. I did not expect to spend 40 hours almost on the first boss of this game. I knew Balloons was going to take a long time to complete, but that's Balloons. If you know about Balloons, you know about Balloons. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I just got to the credits like last week or the week before, I still have a lot of post-game content to go through, so that's going to be a while. And then I just Thursday, unlocked some new progression in Astria, which makes me think I'm going to be playing for another, I don't even know, probably 50 hours, if not more. So, again, I do plan to stick with the commitment and play through all these games. I really would like to at least finish, I want to say all these games. I would like to finish all of them, because, you know, I started them. It would be nice to finish them. But, of course, you know, sometimes stuff happens, so I'll just keep it conservative, and I'll say I would like to finish at least one game in the event that I quit or just lose interest in streaming, or, you know, something else comes up and I have to stop. It would be nice to finish at least one game. That's all, really. Should have measured this out before I started. The Blood Moon. Oh, I was just about to finish the arena. Come on, man. Don't have any minions to help me out, unfortunately. Alright, well, I'll just come back in the morning. We do get a chance to harvest some deathweed, and I don't know, I guess see what kind of potions we can work on. Alright, whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about all that. It's nice to commit to something that I just, you know, had an idea about out of the blue. It's nice to get it up and running and have it actually work and like function. Can't remember if I've really talked about this on stream, but about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer at this point, but a while ago, I tried streaming on a different account. And that was me at school. I was in my apartment at school. And I started streaming from there. I had roughly the same setup. I had just a desk. And, you know, same laptop, same monitor. No webcam. I had my Blue Yeti microphone that I was using towards the beginning of these streams. And I had just gotten my interface, my audio interface, so I was trying to use that as well. And the streams, obviously, were more amateurish. Even, you know, not that these aren't amateurish, but even more so amateurish. And I was playing, I think I was just playing Borderlands 2. And other than that, I was playing music. Like, I was writing music on stream and doing sessions in Reaper, and then uploading that. But it was hard to manage everything with the limited setup I had, and, you know, going to school and going to work. So I stopped doing that pretty soon after I started. I think maybe a month, maybe 2 months after I started, I stopped. It wasn't really consistent at all. I would say the streams were pretty boring, maybe? I don't know. Again, not that they're that much different from these, but I feel like these ones run a bit smoother in general. So I was doing that for a while. Then I think I tried again after that. I moved back home. And then I tried streaming here in this same spot and everything. streaming Balloons and I think still Borderlands. I was doing Balloons and Borderlands and maybe music or something. But whatever reason I stopped doing that too. I think I just got bored or something. But it was basically the same framework as this channel and these streams. I was streaming a couple days a week and then uploading that to YouTube. Then at some point, like I said, I stopped, and then not too long after that, I got the idea to revamp the channel into this, have it be a bit more structured. I have, you know, all my social medias linked up. Everything there is worked out. Points of contact, dedicated content for different channels, you know, that kind of deal. So I spent time setting all that up and, you know, figuring out how I want to run this channel, because if I'm doing all that on the back end with like the social media channels and all that stuff and the themes of each channel, I told myself I would want to make the content a bit more consistently and kind of have it be more accessible, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So then I said, okay, I'm going to play 4 different games instead of 2 different games. I'm just going to leave music on my other channel, which honestly I haven't really been keeping up with all that much, but it's getting there, I think. So I decided to play these 4 games that I'm playing right now. And then, yeah, here we are, 2 months later. Like I said, it's not like these streams are non-amateurish. They're definitely amateurish, I know. But I think they do run a bit smoother than my older streams. My workflow is definitely a bit smoother and easier to manage. I've got it down now. Everything's running smoothly on my end. So I think really the only thing for me to really worry about is if I want to, I guess, scale everything up for the future in the event that I start earning money and become more popular doing this. So like emotes, channel art, the games that I choose in the future, my schedule, whether or not I play with another group of streamers, if I meet some streamers or something, if I want to play with viewers, that kind of thing. So I'm definitely thinking about it on even when I'm offline. Nothing's set in stone yet. I've got some emotes, like ideas for emotes on some Google Docs. So that's kind of it. I do need to work on the art for those. Figure out how to actually implement those into the channel once I am eligible to do that. But I do think it's going to take a while to get there. And for YouTube, honestly, I think YouTube's pretty squared away. I suppose I could upload like YouTube specific content, like, I don't know, like edits or just stuff I do on game that's not on stream. I can record it and then upload little clips and be a bit more, I don't know, I guess personal with the YouTube audience in that way. For now, I do like having the same content on both channels. Because really the idea is that you would see me on YouTube or whatever and then watch the content and then say, oh, I want to see him live. And then you watch me live, so you don't have to watch a whole playlist or something like that. But again, not like that's a huge channel or anything, so I think it's fine how it is for now. If I have any ideas, I guess I'll let you guys know, but I think it's fine for now.